Hey there, in this video you're going to learn about smart objects and how they can really benefit us in photo manipulation. They will basically be your best friend and save you so much trouble in the future. This video also comes with a project file, so be sure to download that and that way you can follow along. And now, let's just jump straight into Photoshop. All right, now that we're in Photoshop, you should have 3 images in your project file. We have this one, we have this laptop, and we have this image. This image was used in a previous video tutorial. Let's start by dragging our model image to our first layer. Let's resize this, Control T, hold Alt and bring it down to about there is good. Before we turn it into a smart object, I want to explain the benefit of a smart object and what it can really do. If we go Control T and I resize this so it's really small, press enter, and then I'm like, oh, actually I want it to be big again. I want it to be a lot bigger. So I'll go Control T and I'll resize that. And whoa, what just happened to my image? So all the information was lost, the data. So as it got smaller, it started compressing and losing its data. So when we re-enlarged it, we had lost the data from before, the colors. So if I go Control Z, Z, and bring it back, if I come over to my layer, I right click, I go to Convert to Smart Object. Now I go Control T and I resize this all the way down, press enter, and then I go, yep, I want it to be bigger, Control T, and I'll resize this all the way up. Look at that, I have kept all the data inside my image. So what is a smart object? A smart object is basically a Photoshop file within a layer. So if you notice on my box here, I have this little icon. If I double click on this, I can go into that layer and now I can do whatever I want in here. Maybe I'll add some adjustments and I'll do whatever, maybe add some colors, make it red. Oh yeah. That's absolutely horrible. Now, if I save this, just like I would sort of like a Photoshop file, this is a basic rundown of what it is. Control S, I save. I go back to that image and it is updated right here. So for a better understanding, I'll drag this off, zoom out, make this super small. So here is the layer for this box here. If I turn this off, and I press Control S, it updates automatically straight into my smart object over here. Let's go Control T, we'll resize this. The idea is I want to change this image at the back. I'll bring that up. I'll line it up, press enter. Now my image is a little bit bigger than that one. So what we can do is we can turn the opacity right down so that we can see our picture on the wall. Make sure our layer is selected. Go grab the pen tool, just like we did in our pen video. We click the corners, Control Enter. We can turn our opacity right up and I can press the layer mask button. And there we go. Well, it's not the best cutout, but we've got that. Now I still have not done any destruction to this image at all. If I double clicked on that, it is still there if I get rid of the layer mask. Let's look at another example. Let's look at the computer. So we'll bring our model image back over. We'll drop it in. We'll go to our layer, we'll right click, Convert to Smart Object. Now Control T to resize, bring it down. Now let's do another little trick. Let's line it up with the computer screen. So I might drag one corner into the corner. I'll hold Control and now I can drag these corners and adjust these corners how I want. You can go along and spend more time on this. I press enter. So my image is no longer flat, it's on an angle, but if I go into my smart object, it is still perfectly flat. And I can change this out for whatever I want. Here's an image I did from that video, a Photoshop composition. I can drag and drop, line it up, Control S, and that is updated on my computer screen. We can also do a lot of things like add filters. So if I go up to Filter, I can come down to Filter Gallery, and it pops up with this new window. We have a bunch of different filters we can choose from. We'll just go with that, and press OK. And just here on the layer, just underneath, it's got our filter. I can turn that off or turn it back on. I can also use this layer mask, which is just for the filters. and I can erase parts that I don't want. Quick recap on what we've just learned. We learned what a smart object is, how it's non-destructive. It's basically a Photoshop document within a layer. So you can go in and edit it and it will update straight to your smart object. You can manipulate your smart object in different angles and warp it, do whatever, yet you can still update the images perfectly within the smart object. Smart objects will be your number one friend. I use them a lot. You'll use them a lot yourself. They're great for mock-ups, so you can switch out images straight away. Maybe you've got a sign, maybe you've got a logo on something. It's great to have them there because then you don't have to go in and re-manipulate a different logo. You just have that there, double click, drop in your logo, and it's switched and updated. Go ahead, play with that, and I'll see you in the next video.